Welcome back for the Rant Wheel. Hi, everybody. You guys know how it works. All right, we spin the wheel. We rant about wherever it lands. Let's spin the wheel. It has landed on the 110.
110.
Julie, I think that's you.
So I get there's a lot of things going on in the world, but not enough people are spending enough time talking about how stressful the 110 freeway around downtown is. Like, it's not being discussed at all. And it's a really, thank you so much.
You're so right.
It's a really big problem. And like, I'm from here, but I'm so stressed out because, so if you don't live in LA, it's like all these different freeways are coming together. You have to try and get across a lot of traffic to get where you're trying to go. It's really scary. And then the directions are really unclear if you're not from here. So people are like stopped kind of in the middle trying to get over. And I always am like, it's like a Tuesday at rush hour. And then I'm thinking about that line, the first line of Less Than Zero. People are afraid to merge on freeways in LA, and I don't like Bret Easton Ellis, but I'm also like I don't want to be thinking about that, but I'm also like, I'm really afraid, and I'm thinking about dying. So now it's rush hour. I'm thinking about mortality. I'm thinking about Bret Easton Ellis. I just want to get home. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be thinking about any of these things. It's uncool.
It's uncool. Do you think that that's why that guy jumped out of his Tesla and started attacking cars with a bat?
I don't know that story. Is that real?
They haven't found him yet, but people thought he was handsome. It was Kyle. Or was it? Thank you, Julia.
Thank you.
Let's spin it again. It has landed on the Crown Act.
The Crown Act, yes.
Michelle,
Does
was that
everybody
you?
know what the Crown Act is? No. The Crown Act is creating a respectful and open workplace for natural hair. And this is a real fucking thing. That's right. If you guys remember, there was that a wrestler a while ago, a teenager, and he had locks, right? And his locks were unceremoniously hacked off by a referee because the other team said that it was rubbing against the player's face, and then the team was like, "Yay! Thanks for cutting off your locks." This is bullshit. See this hair? See this hair, you guys? This is my fucking hair. This is my crown. And it comes out of my head this way, naturally. Do you know children who look like me are sent home from school because their teachers say that their hair is unkept and looks messy and that they need to do something with it? This is unacceptable. You can be fired from your job because of this. And, like even doing, Star Trek, there was a moment that, I wanted really, I made a point with my producers. I wanted her to have a huge, sphere of curls, of unruly curls, because I wanted all these children to know that in 2400 in space, we're still there and alive, right? And still, even in that moment, my hair person, who's a wonderful person, I love her, she happens to be a white woman, she said at one point, she goes, "You know what, Michelle, what would be really fun is that maybe there'll be a time when Rafi goes on has a gala or a date or something, and we can make her look glamorous and we can straighten her hair." And see, you guys, I tried to say to her, why do you think Rafi would think in order to make herself look pretty, she has to have straightened hair? That's not beautiful. This right here is people are trying to make me homogenize this into a concept of beauty that I was never included in the first place. And it just pisses me off. So now that you guys all know the Crown Act, we're pushing it forward. It's codified in 12 states. It's being discussed in 13. Paul Ryan just said no to it, by the way. Cory Booker pushed it up, presented it, fucker. So, please speak on it. When you see a child who's got curly, crazy hair, walk up to that child and say, "Hey, you got some fabulous hair. Go with your crown." That's the Crown Act.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's spin it again. It has landed on gas price signs.
Really, really hard
That's
to
me. Yeah, it's not hard if you shift the frame to like important stuff. This is unimportant things that I'm mad about. Gas signs are the only thing in the world that are allowed to list prices in fractions of a penny. What the fuck is that? Like, gas prices being in a global market aside, like $4.99 and 9/10 of a cent. Like, pennies as a currency are already garbage. Like, if you put a penny into a parking meter, like, I'm pretty sure it explodes or something. Like, there's nothing you can buy for a penny. There's nothing you can buy for 5 pennies. So why are gas companies allowed to list fractions of cents on their signs as a marketing thing to me? Well, oh, gas is only $5. That's the end of the rant. I'm angry about it. I don't understand. It's also so strange.
And you put it in your car, gasoline.
And gas, you put it in your car, and the car goes.
And it goes.
And it goes, and you take the gas from the ground, and you take it out of the ground, and you put it in the car, and the car goes, and the price is on the sign, and the sign has numbers, and there's too many of them up there.
And there's too many of them on there, and that's what makes your car go.
And that's what makes the car... Here's what people don't understand. It makes the car go.
Let's spin it again. It has landed on
Guys, I didn't know this is what I was doing. I'm doing it though.
Naturopath Dentist.
Aww. I go, shut your fucking mouth during my set then. Kidding, I love you to death. Really, I really like you a lot. Okay, here we go. Do I just start?
Yeah, you're in.
You guys, what the? Are we allowed to swear or have I been swearing?
I did it.
Okay, good.
And I
good,
didn't
good.
ask.
Sorry. You guys, here's what's going on. Ready? Taking care of your body is already hard enough, right? I have like 9 problems right now. Like half my face falls asleep. I'm shitting blood. I don't know what's wrong. Okay? No one's checking in. Okay? My brain is taking up enough time. So I go to the dentist. Like what? Well, every couple years we have to go to the dentist, right? I go home where my mom lives, Kansas City. I go to this dentist. I get in. Immediately, I'm going for a cleaning. That's it, right? Immediately, he shows me a chart, a bunch of different tongues. I go, what's going on? Why am I looking at tongues? He's like, lift your tongue up. I'm like, I don't really want to, And he's like, lift it up. And he's like, you're tongue tied. I go, you're a liar. He tells me that my tongue is too attached to the bottom of my mouth. Okay, this is a naturopath guy, right? He goes, that's why you have ADD. I go, don't be. How'd you know I have ADD? Okay, so then he tells me my tongue's why I have ADD. We spent about 2 hours telling that they want me to make an appointment where he's cutting the bottom of my tongue out, okay? He's cutting my tongue. He goes, you're gonna be way better at kissing. I go, you might have to go to jail. Okay? I actually think you might not be allowed to be around me, okay? But then what happens? He's talking nonsense like this the whole time. You have ADD, your tongue is broken. I'm like, I just want someone to brush my teeth. He's like, well, for that we use an oil instead of toothpaste because toothpaste kills you. I'm like, no, it doesn't, okay? So then I finally leave the appointment. You think, oh, you go home, think that guy's a lunatic. No, I start researching that I got to get my tongue cut. He totally got to me. I'm like, that's why all my problems exist. It's because my tongue's fucking weird. Everyone lift up your tongue right now. Everyone has a better tongue than me. Anyways, the point is, if you go to a doctor, make sure that it's a real doctor because shit's really scary out there.
But your teeth look lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you. My teeth weren't good enough for him. He needs to get under the tongue.
You use like
come
oil
on.
or?
Thank you, Holmes.
Thank you.
Let's spin it again. It has landed on Target self-checkout camera.
Okay, so, we're all looking for those simple pleasures in life to get us through. A little stop into a Target on a Tuesday for one thing you need and 9 things you don't. And you take your time. You're walking through some aisles. You're on an off time. You're not there when people are doing a big rush. You're there on a Tuesday at 11 by yourself, having just some me time, picking up new sponges, makeup sponges, getting a kombucha or something. Then you're checking. You go by the dollar section. You're like, do I need Valentine's decor that I paint myself? I might. You go to check out and you're like, okay, I don't know that I needed to spend $32.50 on this little jaunt that was unnecessary. You're almost done, right? You look up. That is the worst image of you've ever seen in your entire life. You look like a goblin. Somehow they add 7 layers of dark circle to your eye. There's something about the lighting on the checkout camera at a self-checkout at a Target that makes me like, really, really re-examine how I see myself in the exterior world. I'm like, that can't be what I look like, Target. How dare you rob me of this joy and make the final thing I see my own darkened, circled eyes as I like scramble to hold it all in my arms because I didn't bring in a bag. Because I was like, I'm only getting one thing. And I don't want to take a bag because it's 10 cents. And I have already skipped no bags because I'm a no bag person. But then I'm like, now I need a bag because I got too many things. And the last thing I see is myself as like a little goblin peering back at my like scared visage. Otherwise, no notes on Target, you know, but
Perfect company.
yeah.
Thank you, Jess. Let's spin it again. Super specific. That's what we're looking for.
Thank you.
Oh, that's weird. It's landed on Fleishman is in trouble. I think that's mine. Fleishman is in trouble. How fucking dare you? There should, first of all, a couple points I'd like to make about Fleishman is in trouble. One, it should have some kind of a warning label on it if you're a Jew of the same age from the same place as the characters in that show. They just let you hit play as a 40-year-old Jew, and all of a sudden you're fucking transported into this world where these people are basically you going through the things you're going through. That's allowed? And then another point I want to make, point number 2, hey, Hollywood. You have not been taking advantage of the treasure that is Lizzie Kaplan.
Yes.
How fucking dare you? How dare you we're waiting. Lizzie Kaplan, narrator, perfect, performance, perfect. There's more that Lizzie Kaplan can do. Lizzie Kaplan should be in fucking everything. Point number 3. If you're gonna have a moment in a show where 3 40-year-old Jews from New York, one divorced, one single, and one married, debates whose life is the worst, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed. That isn't right. That's not a nice thing to do, all right? It's not cool that those are the only 3 options. It's just not fucking cool, and you're not allowed to talk about it. You can't just put that in a show. It's not right. Also, here's the thing, and this is the most important point. I'm doing great. Shut up. Cut that. Here's another thing, all right? Fleishman is in trouble. You don't get to use fight song like this, all right? They use fight song 3 times. One time, it's just fight song, okay? Because it takes place in 2016, the recent past. The second time, it's 2 children singing fight song. And I wept. I wept. They used fight song in such a way as to make me weep. Unacceptable. And then the third time, and again, this goes to my earlier point about it needs a trigger warning for 40-year-old Jews from New York. They sing it in Hebrew. You're gonna use fight song in Hebrew, and again I'm weeping. You're gonna have covers of Dancing in the Dark. You're gonna have covers of Dancing on My Own, and I'm gonna cry during both of those too. And the point is that I'm fine. We can edit into something.
Maybe you have to do fight song.
This is my fight song? Take back my life song? Just don't play it. Brett, don't you fucking dare. Don't touch that guitar, Brett. You put that guitar down, Brett. And that's the Rant Wheel.